Hey all, John here. Welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be recording this on the FX3. I just got a new lens, the Tamron 17 to 50 f4. I know it's an f4, but I really don't care. Main thing I care about is that the barrel doesn't extend on this, and it's going to be great for gimbal work. So I'm going to be trying out more of this run and gun, this handheld stuff. I know it doesn't feel right, but hey, it's worth a shot. Let me see. Bring that out to 17. Yeah, but this should be fun. Basically, the main thing this video is about is I broke down my home lab. I just got tired of looking at the rack. Of course, I still have my essentials, so I'm going to show you real quick what my setup looks like now. So of course, where the rack used to be, that's gone. I just have a light and tripod, and that's this camera stuff in that corner. Everything is right here. I still got the my power my UPS. It's powering everything. Amp is there. I'm not really in use. PS5, whatever. UDM Pro is not connected to the internet. It's just sitting there. I'm probably gonna go back to that when my Meraki license goes out in a year. MX68CW. I have my Hue bridge, and of course I think it's MR33 or MR34 access point. I have three of those. Got those sent to me to test. I have PoE disabled on it because I'm not really using. I'm using the built-in wireless, but it's there to enable whenever I need to. Of course, I have the micro PCs and UFI Express. Micro PCs aren't in use because I've basically moved the DL380 offsite. That can run all my workloads that I don't need at home. And of course, Precision 7820 sitting there. Still, it's barely making any noise, but everything runs on that. I basically just have that running as how I had it set up before. I have Uptime Kuma. I just bought the new Plex Lifetime because it's going up from I think 120 to 250, I believe, in April. So just figured I'd buy that now. I have Home Assistant running on it. Just basically backed up my config on the Proxmox VM and moved it over, and everything's running pretty stable. I've acquired an apartment. Feels more aesthetically pleasing without that big eyesore of a rack, but I'm still going to be doing home lab stuff, but not the same way. I'm going to be trying to focus more on cloud stuff, and I'll see if I can focus also on other technology things as well. Also trying to get more creative just to mix things up. Yeah, so just simplifying things, and yeah, this should be fun. Also, I got a new studio display. So I got the MacBook Pro right there. You got the studio display, just got that. I know this is considered old, but I really like the 5K resolution. Moved my Dell 4K displays over to my work office, and of course I got all the cameras, the 2874s, 3550, 85 Sigma lenses, all 1.4s. But yeah, let's get moving over to the MacBook Pro. I'll show you how I have TrueNAS set up. I just updated it to the new RC1. I completely forgot the code name. Fangtooth, not Dragonfish. Fangtooth is the term. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Just how I really love the apps and how I have things set up. Moving on. Welcome to my TrueNAS. So I've renamed, of course, two of my data sets, and I've rearranged some things. So we're going to actually start with tail scale. So I now have my parents, their TrueNAS VM now replicates to me. So instead of having them do an NFS backup, I actually have them using the tail scale VPN. And I have it set up on my side to pull from them. So I don't want to give too many details, but as you can see, I have my Google Drive syncing, so that basically takes my Google Drive and downloads it locally. So I have a local cache. It doesn't go the other way around, just from Google Drive to me. And then for the parents, I have them set up so basically their remote system, I go into them, and then they go into an unencrypted data set on my side. I'm not going to show you all the remote SSH and all that stuff, but basically it logs in, I believe it's rsync, pulls it in, runs that, I believe, every day, and it's recursive. It also keeps snapshots for at least 6 weeks. So if they have a data failure, I can technically reroute them to me by giving them a new IP address. I'll log in with their creds, and I can build them up a new machine and replicate back, no problem. But all running on tail scale. My storage situation hasn't changed much. I am running, this technically, I should be doing this. I'm running two L2 ARC drives on my business, on my business drives. This has helped speed up the archive a little bit. So basically 2 terabytes of read cache. I technically shouldn't be doing this, should be maxing out my RAM first, but hey, it's my system. It works. It hasn't broken anything. I have one 256 gig drive set up for my primary. Basically, that's my personal data store. I didn't know what else to do with that drive. I wasn't able to get RAID 1 to work correctly with boot, so I said I'm just going to use it for L2 ARC. And of course, I have the NVMe drives, but those aren't really being used for active anymore. Those are just being used for apps. So I'm going to show you my data sets. So as you can see, this is how I have things set up. My Quantum Media, all that stuff, all on the business side for that storage array. My backups, that's Time Machine. Plex is running on the primary, and then of course NVMe is holding my parents' backups and my apps. So as you can see, this is how I have it set up. And of course, when we go under apps, you can see I have Home Assistant, Open Speed Test, so I can make sure I'm actually getting 10 gig. Yes, I know I can go through iPerf 3, but I really don't want to go through the hassle of setting up Homebrew. Plex I have running on this locally now, so no more VM that has NFS. That is based on a separate machine that's to go over the network and then back out. All running on one system. Less, basically less bottlenecks in a way. And of course, I have it able to feed from. I think it has access to the AMD GPU. I have it passing through. Yes, I do. It's passing through. Let's see, Tailscale. That's been beautiful. It hasn't given me any problems. I now have Tailscale enabled on my iPhone and iPad. Basically running full time, so I can always connect back. Uptime Kuma has been beautiful as well. I'm not gonna really open that up because again, there's a lot of things running in there. I don't really need to show that like sensitive data of like what I'm monitoring and stuff like that. But basically, my entire home lab has been compressed, at least for all the servers and stuff that I need. My essential stuff has been compressed into the 7020, and it's a lot quieter. And everything else for my lab is now off-site on that DL380 on Proxmox. So I don't really have to worry about that. Honestly, at the rate I'm going, I'm thinking about just running TrueNAS on everything I own and just setting up using the built-in virtualization that it is KVM on top of TrueNAS instead of running Proxmox directly. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm just running less and less VMs. Like the only thing I could think of is maybe running Windows, and for that I'm probably gonna use XCP-ng, or I can do Hyper-V, but Hyper-V free is going away. So I'd probably do XCP-ng for Windows. I could run XCP-ng Windows on TrueNAS. Let's see, I just locked my computer. We're back. All right, so yeah, for the future, for my Windows VMs, I'll go back to XCP-ng, but it'll just be running on top of TrueNAS, which is just nested virtualization, but hey, it works. And then Proxmox might be going away as my needs decrease, because everything I know can be running in a Docker container, but I've been against that in the past just because I want to make my storage server just storage. But if the apps work as good as they do, I don't really have to spin up a VM with a Docker instance in every single thing anymore. I just can do it this way, and this makes sure that they all have their own data set for storage. I know Home Assistant wasn't able to set it up, but other than that, everything has been running great. TrueNAS has been super reliable. I think I'm getting up to 2 years now with TrueNAS, which is crazy. I was looking up my financials, but how much I spent on the 7820, and I was very surprised that I've surpassed a TrueNAS Mini X. But hey, the main reward with building your own NAS is the fact that since you built it, you know how everything works usually, and if you don't, you learn. That's the fun part. But if I was a company, I'd probably just buy a Mini X. I wouldn't even though I have been side-eyeing getting like a Ugreen NAS and installing TrueNAS, that would be a lot more power efficient. But this Precision 7820 has been such a great machine. It just works. At least at the point I'm at, there's really no point in trying to swap it on my drive since I have SAS drives. The typical consumer NASs just don't support SAS, don't support SATA. So yeah, that's where I'm at. As far as networking goes, that hasn't changed much. I'm still running Meraki. I feel like I'm getting to the point where like, hey, I may go back to. I didn't get rid of my Unified gear, so I'll probably be going back after my next renewal comes up, since I bought my Meraki licenses and just for the year. But yeah, now that I'm running Tailscale, I can basically run anything as long as it's up and I have an interconnection. I'm good. So Meraki is becoming less and less of a requirement. It's just there so I can learn how my corporate job uses it. But yeah, that's basically my video. I don't really have anything else. I really appreciate you guys watching this when you do, and stay tuned for more content. I'm hoping to make things, hopefully I can become more free-flowing with this, and I feel like me just picking up the camera recording is more important than sitting down to like, yes, I should plan somewhat, but talking is better than just kind of just delaying videos because, hey, I have to set this up, set that up, you know, just kind of keep it chill. So stay tuned, and can't wait to see you in the next one.